booktube, welcome back to my channel. This is my April TBR, or at least some of the books that are on my TBR right now. Let's talk about it. In April, I'm planning to read a lot of books. Is there any month where I say any different? In April, I'm planning to participate in a couple of readathons and to finish a couple of reading challenges and to read some ARCs and to read some books from the library just because, and to have some fun while I read. So let's talk about these books and why I chose them. The first 4 books on my April TBR are to participate in #AussieApril, where the goal is to read books that were written by Australian authors. I made a separate video about that. I'll link it down below if you want to watch that video. And I chose 3 books to meet 4 prompts because I asked my subscribers, I asked you guys to give me suggestions for the 4th book. And the suggestions have been coming in, and I've reserved that book from the library, or reserved a couple of books. So I have some options provided that they all come in from the library. But #score, because the first book that I chose I've already read in the first couple of days in April, so TBR win. The first book was 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty. I got an overdrive copy, ebook copy from my library. I've already read it. And the next 3 books that I've chosen, I don't have yet because I reserved them from the library. They haven't come in yet. First one is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. Next one is A Natural Way of Doing Things, or The Natural Way of Things by Charlotte Wood. And also Terra Nullius by Coleman. I can't remember the first name. So those 4 books on my April TBR don't have physical copies yet, but I've read one of them. The next 4 books are previous Man Booker winners. I've been talking about reading all the Man Booker previous winners this year. So based on my schedule, I have 4 books that I want to read in April, and I don't have them yet. A couple of them I've requested from the library, and 2 of them I've ordered from Book Depository, and they haven't arrived yet. So I don't have copies to show you of those books yet either, but they are Rites of Passage by William Golding, Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie, Schindler's Ark by Thomas Keneally, and Life and Times of Michael Kay by J.M. Coetzee. So I'll be reading those in April, even though I don't have copies right now. The next 6 books are to complete the bonus round of Book Challenge by Erin, which is a Facebook group that I join. It's a formal challenge where you choose 10 books to meet 10 prompts. And then if you've successfully completed reading those 10 books, you can go on and do the challenge over by choosing different books. But this time for the bonus round, you choose books, or most of the books that you choose have to be titles that have already been selected by other participants in the challenge. So I completed my first round, and I'm now on the bonus round. I've read 4 of the books. I have 6 left that I need to read by the end of April in order to complete the bonus round. And so I don't have all 6 of the books right here. One of them is downstairs, and I keep forgetting to take it out of my bookshelf. So here are the books that I still need to read. I need to finish Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I started this in March, but I didn't finish, so I need to complete that. That's to meet the challenge of a book that has been published more than 100 years ago. I have Meg Wolitzer's The Wife, which is to read a book that has been adapted to a movie. I have The Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Philippe. This is to fulfill the challenge of a book where the title has a compass point or cardinal direction in the title. 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This is a book that was set in Europe. And Ramona Quimby, Age 8 by Beverly Cleary. This is to read a previous Newbery Medal winner or honor book. And so those are the 5 books that I have right here. I also have Beer Town by Frederick Bachman, which is to read a book that was translated from another language. So those are the next 6 books on my April TBR. I'm also participating in a read-along with Krista from Books and Jams. She hosts a Goodreads read-along, and in April, the book is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. It's almost 600 pages, so I think this would be a good time to read this book. I've owned this copy for maybe over a year. And I also have this ongoing unread shelf project to read more of the books that I own that have just been sitting unread on my shelf. And I think it would be a good idea to read a book this size and a classic like this, to read this while I have the opportunity to discuss it with the groups. I also started reading Gandhi, The Years That Changed the World, 1914 to 1948 by Ramachandra Guha. I started reading this in March as a buddy read with my husband. we didn't finish. This was to participate in March of the Mammoths. We tackled the mammoth, but we didn't bag him, we didn't pull him in. So I'm gonna continue reading this in April. This is almost 900 pages, guys, so understand that I tried. But I was successful. But neither was Mr. Brown, so that's fine. We're still reading it together. And it's fine because it's gonna work out for another challenge that I'm doing. I also have these other books that I have out from the library that I need to read for one reason or another. I'll tell you why. All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam Taves is one of those books. An American Marriage by Tayari Jones is one of those books. And a book that I just picked up from the library yesterday is Becoming by Michelle Obama, which everyone has read except me, which is fine. I'm gonna read it now, and yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one, and I know that I won't be able to renew this, so I'm gonna have to read it before it becomes due for renewal. I don't have any physical ARCs that I got from the publishers where I need to review in April, but I do have 4 NetGalley ARCs that I want to get to because they're coming out pretty soon or they've already been released. Miracle Creek by Angie Kim, The Perfect Girlfriend, The Study of Animal Language, and Wise Guy. Those are 4 NetGalley ARCs I'm hoping to get to in April. I'm also judging a round of the Booktuber Prize. So I have 6 books that I need to read in order to judge a round of the Booktuber Prize. I'll link the Booktuber Prize information down below as well if you're interested, if you haven't watched. If you don't know what the Booktuber Prize is, go ahead, check out that link. It is fantastic. I'm a judge, which makes it even more fantastic for me, but I hope it makes it more fantastic for you. You'll hear about my judging experience soon, but I won't be able to tell you the books that I'm reading to judge the prize yet. So just know that I have 5 books on my TBR because I've already read one of those books already. I have the books, I got them from the library, but I can't tell you what they are. So sorry, those are some secret books. And then I also have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky on my TBR. But here's why. I'm going to be participating in Bookbuddyathon, which is a readathon, a month-long readathon that is being hosted by Eleanor Reads Books, and she has some co-hosts. I'll link their information down below as well. Bookbuddyathon just looks like a really inviting challenge, and so even though I have all of those books that I just talked about on my TBR, I'm gonna find a way to link them into the Bookbuddyathon because I want to participate. They have a bingo board, and it's a 4x4 square bingo board, which is fantastic. And the challenges are associated with TV shows. A lot of them are TV shows that I really enjoy, like Dawson's Creek and Friends and Big Bang Theory. So I saw the readathon and I couldn't resist. So I'm gonna participate, but I'm gonna find a way to participate using the books that I already have on my TBR. So here we go for my Bookbuddyathon bingo card TBR. The first challenge is 91210. Read a book with a number in the title. 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty. I've already read this month. Challenge 2, Dawson's Creek. Read a book that is over 400 pages. East of Eden by John Steinbeck, 600 pages. Yes. Challenge number 3, New Girl, a new to you author or book. I've never read anything by Miriam Taves. I haven't read anything by Meg Wolitzer, even though I own others of her books. Stuart Turton, I haven't read. Ben Philippe, I haven't read. I have a lot of new to me authors on my TBR. I'll find a book to participate in that one. Next is Pretty Little Liars, a thriller or a book with dark themes. 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, I think is about a murder. So I think that that will qualify. Next challenge is Gilmore Girls, to read a book off the Rory Gilmore reading list, which is funny because I've been participating in the Rory Gilmore reading challenge for several years now, and I own some of the books and just haven't gotten around to reading them. But Stephen Chbosky's Perks of Being a Wallflower is on her reading list, so I'm gonna read it, and it's pretty short, so I might even read that this week. Next is Friends, buddy read a book with your buddy. My buddy is my husband. We're reading this as a buddy read. I mean, it's a slow buddy read, but it's a buddy read. You can't tell me nothing. Next challenge is Big Bang Theory. Read a book that your buddy thinks that you will love. Becoming by Michelle Obama. My husband has told me that he thinks I will love this book. He's heard his coworkers talk about this book. The librarian at his school has said that she loves the book and she thinks that I will love the book. She follows me on Goodreads. I'm not sure if she follows me here on YouTube, but if you are, hi Karen. And I'm gonna read this because my buddy says that I will probably love this book. When I showed him that I got a copy, he was like, yes! So I think that qualifies. Next challenge is Sex and the City. You pick 4 and your buddy picks which one you read. I don't know which one that is yet. So I'm gonna find a book that qualifies. Don't worry. Next is Girls, a graphic novel, manga, or picture book. I don't have a book for that yet. Next is The OC, a book with orange on the cover. The Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Philippe has orange on the cover, as does All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam Taves. So if I get to either one of those, I'll meet that challenge. Yay! Then Will and Grace is to read a book with LGBTQIA+ themes. I don't know which of these books has LGBTQIA+ themes, but we'll see. If I don't meet that challenge with any of the books that I've already selected, then I'll find something to read. And then Glee, the last challenge, is a comfort read. It doesn't get more comfortable than reading a book from your childhood, so I think Ramona Quimby, Age 8 by Beverly Cleary will satisfy that challenge. And so yeah, the other challenges that are not book related challenges are to post your TBR on social media. By making this video, I'm doing that. I'll also make posts on my Instagram. Read for an hour in one go. I do that all the time. Talk to your buddy every day. My buddy's my husband. We talk every day. And shout out a book lover. I'm gonna shout out Eleanor Reads Books by saying hi Eleanor. I'm also shouting out all the people who are doing Bookbuddyathon bingo, but later in the month I'll also make a shout out video and tell you about some of the booktube channels that I have found recently that I'm loving. I haven't made one of those videos in a while. And so as unlikely as it seems, these 11 books are on my April TBR, but they're only about half of the books, maybe even less than half of the books that I need to read, because I still have the 5 books for the Booktuber prize and the 4 NetGalley arcs and a couple of ebooks and a few library reserves that haven't come in yet. So April is going to be a busy month for me, guys. I hope you'll come back and watch my videos to see how I do. I'm also going to be putting up my March TBR revisit video very soon. I think it's going to be okay. A lot of the books that I plan to read in March, I did read, or at least attempt. So March TBR is not going to be a total bust. You have to come back and watch that video if you want to see how successful I really was in terms of statistics. And of course, how I like those books. That's another video. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let's talk in the comments. Let me know what's on your April TBR that's going to be the most challenging. I think for me, it's going to be East of Eden. Just because it's... yeah. But would love to talk with you in the comments. So until next time, happy reading.